Hey, what's up? It's Joe. Welcome to my 5 Minute Friday for June 14th. So, just been spending the week here in Salt Lake City, where I live, and yeah, just been getting a lot of work done, working on the book. And yeah, I may have encountered the hardest section of the book, unbeknownst to me. So, it's taken a bit longer to crank this thing out. It's a brief history of data modeling. If you try and write a brief history of anything, I think you're going to find a lot of challenges with this approach. Maybe some tips on how you should do that. There's probably a million or more things you could say about a topic. Writing a brief history means whittling down to the bare essentials. I guess the big major drivers were for a particular topic. So yeah, this is proving hard. So I'm trying to intersect the major events in computing, databases, analytics, and machine learning and AI. So not easy at all, but getting there. Hope to have that section done this weekend, and the other sections of the book should fall down pretty quick. Those are more kind of opinion pieces on what happened to data modeling. Excuse me, and also sort of the pendulum and where we are today. The pendulum being sort of fast and relaxed versus slow and rigorous. So anyway, stay tuned for that. But yeah, topic on my mind this week. It was this week and last week. I was talking to quite a few people about data teams. People like to, talk to me and confide and complain and get my feedback on things. And I think the big theme this week was, what's the nature of a data team? Sorry. I just coughed and my dog has to open doors and she woke in here. Anyway, so yeah, the nature of a data team, right? And sort of there's definitely some questions of, are data teams needed these days? People wondered how to evaluate the performance of a data team, and it got me wondering. Okay, so what is a data team? I kind of bucket these into two groups. I'll call enterprise land and product land. So in enterprise land, data teams typically are an internally facing function, right? So it might be part of IT, but it's mainly to provide internal services related to data. So this could mean providing insights, reports, analysis, and other things that serve the internal needs of the enterprise, right? This is distinguished from product land, where data is part of the product. And in this case, the data team, if there is one, right, it might just be a group of engineers using data to build a product, which are not the same as having a data team. But I'll make the distinction a bit more clear in a second. But the feedback loop in product land is very evident because you know if your efforts with respect to data are yielding value, i.e. the customer is getting enjoyment out of the product and able to monetize the product somehow. So in product land, data is a lot easier to justify because if it's part of the product and it works, then because people are using it and it sells. And enterprise land, data teams have a harder time, I think, justifying their value and existence. But this has always been the case. It's sort of been the conundrum of, well, you have to have IT, right? Because a lot of reasons, but what is the ROI of the IT function? And that same question can be broadly extended to data teams as well that sit within IT. So in this case, we're actually having a talk today in my data therapy session about this. By the way, data therapy is a group over at practicaldatamodeling.substack.com you can subscribe to, and every 2 weeks we get together and just have a chat about whatever's on people's minds, whatever problems they're facing. And my good friend Veronica Durgan brought this up, where she feels like if the team, if her data team does things, and satisfies the business doesn't say anything, right? So I kind of made the comparison to if a plumber comes and fixes your toilet, you're not going to call back and say, well, what are some other uses of this toilet that I could maybe you could help me out with that. It's like, no, you solved the problem for the business. They didn't find a need to come back to you with further questions, and I guess I consider that a success. So, the eternal mystery of how do I recognize the value of my data team if you're an internally facing data team. Yeah, that's. I think it's going to be on a company by company or department by department basis. I don't think there's a one size fits all answer to that question. I think it generally relates to, are you driving the KPIs for the company or the department you work in, right? So that's kind of how I'd look at that. And if you can measurably say that you are, that's great. And if you can't, then I guess then you aren't. So, but I find it kind of ironic that, as data professionals, we're always saying, we have to make data-driven decisions, that it's often difficult to define a measurable value for data teams. So anyway, those are some of the things in my mind this week. And like I said, it just seemed like something about data teams is in the air the last couple of weeks. But these teams pop up once in a while. It is what it is. So, well, cool. And I hope you all have a good weekend. I know I'm going to be sitting here recording my Coursera course and writing my book and getting the final preparations done for the Maven course that Sol Rashidi and I are doing next week. So looking forward to that. The course is about moving from a practitioner to a leader. Leader can mean a lot of things, but Sol and I have different perspectives and experiences with this, but I think, the combined discussion will be awesome. So looking forward to, the course and meeting the group and hopefully helping them out. So anyway, hope you have a good weekend and talk to you later. Bye.